I never try to make investing sound easy. It's not easy. Uh, a friend of mine wrote a book about investing. He had a very attractive title: Simple but Not Easy. The concepts of investing are simple. Well, all you have to do is go out and find the ones that will perform better than the rest. Simple, but not easy to do in practice. And, as I said, I don't try to make investing sound easy. I show it for what it is. But if you are conscientious and hardworking, and if you have a workable philosophy, and if you understand your own limitations and your biases, and if you have control of your emotions, I think you can do a good job on balance over time. And that's all any of us should hope for. Uh, as I said earlier, nobody can produce returns that are always great. Uh, in fact, if you think about it, most people and most strategies have a bias. Either they have an aggressive bias or a defensive bias, and the aggressor does really well in good markets,
Yes.
but loses quite a bit in bad markets. The defensive investor does pretty well in the bad markets, but doesn't participate much in the good markets. It's very unlikely that anybody can do both for you: outperform in the good times and outperform in the bad times. Now, our bias is toward outperforming in the bad times. And everybody, the mantra for investors is beat the market, beat the market. I want to beat the market. I want to beat the market. Why? I've never had anybody tell me cogently why it's important to beat the market when the market does well. When the market does well, everybody makes a lot of money. Why isn't that good enough? Why do you have to outperform a market that's performing well? In order to outperform, generally speaking, you have to have an above average helping of risk and correlation and volatility. And that's fine in the good markets when you make more. But what happens if it turns out that we have a bad market instead and you lose more? That's not much fun. I think the time when it's important to outperform is in the bad markets. Everybody else is losing a lot. It feels wonderful to only lose a little. But if you can combine bad years in which you lose much less than the other person with good years in which maybe you do the same, obviously your long-term result will be a higher return, less volatility, and a higher comfort level throughout. And I think that the comfort level cannot be overstated, because the cardinal sin of investing is not buying something that doesn't work out. The cardinal sin of investing is getting out at the bottom. Everything that happens conspires us to make us do the wrong thing. When the economy is doing well and the companies are reporting good results and the prices are rising every day, people get excited. They become optimistic and they buy and buy more as the prices go higher. But then if something goes wrong and the economy and the companies start to do a little less well, and the security prices are falling, people get depressed and they start to sell. And the lower the price goes, the more they sell. Well, my mother told me, buy low, sell high. But our emotion tries to make us buy high and sell low. This is the worst possible thing. And so the most important single thing is to invest diligently, patiently, over a long period of time. Allow compounding to work and don't get out at the bottom. If you can be what we call a contrarian and do the opposite, if you can get out at the top and invest aggressively at the bottom. That's the best of all worlds, but it's not easy. So if you merely can avoid getting out at the bottom, then you're ahead of most people. And we have been able to facilitate that for our clients.
Everyone wants to buy at the bottom and sell at the top. But Howard Marks says that it's incredibly difficult to do consistently. Instead of trying to time the market, focus on investing regularly, stay patient, and giving your money time to compound. When markets crash, many investors panic and sell near the bottom, missing the recovery that follows. The key to building wealth isn't perfect timing. It's staying invested through the ups and downs and letting the compounding work for decades. As Howard Marks says, you don't need to catch the bottom or the top. You just need to stay in the game long enough for compounding to do the heavy lifting.